AITA for refusing to apologize to my sister for calling her out on her irresponsible behavior, even though it caused a huge family rift. This has been a months-long ordeal, and I'm honestly still stunned by how badly things spiraled out of control after what I thought was a reasonable confrontation. I'm 32F, and my sister is 28F. We've always had a somewhat complicated relationship. Not hostile, but definitely strained at times, mostly because she tends to avoid responsibility and it frustrates me to no end. Our parents tried to keep peace between us growing up, but I guess that only delayed the inevitable clash. So, here's the background. My sister, Emily, has always been flaky when it comes to adult responsibilities, jobs, bills, commitments, you name it. She's had several jobs, but rarely sticks with one for more than a few months. She lives with our parents rent-free, and despite being almost 30, she hasn't contributed a single cent towards household expenses in years. Our parents are getting older and have mentioned in passing that it would be nice if Emily could start helping out financially or at least find a more stable job. Emily brushes it off every time. Meanwhile, I'm married and own my own home. I work full-time and have been trying to encourage Emily to be more self-sufficient, but every conversation feels like hitting a brick wall. She gets defensive and says I'm being unsupportive or harsh. I always thought I was being realistic and honest. The tipping point came a few months ago when Emily got fired from her latest job. Surprise, surprise. Instead of owning up to it, she spun a story about how her manager was unfair and cruel, how the job was toxic, and basically painted herself as the victim. Our parents, being the softies they are, believe her side completely without asking for details. I, on the other hand, asked Emily to give me the full story and told her that running from every difficult situation wasn't going to get her anywhere in life. Then things got messy. Emily was supposed to help organize my mom's 60th birthday party. I was coordinating the guest list, food, and everything else. She volunteered to handle the decorations and music, which was fine by me. As the date approached, I noticed she wasn't following up with the vendors or even confirming basic details. When I asked her repeatedly, she kept making excuses like, I'm too stressed, or I've been busy applying for jobs. A week before the party, she hadn't done any of it. I ended up taking over everything because I didn't want the party to be a disaster. When the party finally happened, it was clear Emily had done nothing. Our parents made a few polite comments, but I could tell they were disappointed. After the party, I confronted Emily. I told her it was unfair for her to agree to help and then do nothing, especially when it was our mom's big day. She exploded and accused me of trying to make her look bad and turning the family against her. I reminded her that I'm only trying to hold her accountable because I care about her future. That's when she said something that made me furious. She called me a jealous control freak who only wants to make herself look better by tearing her down. That hurt, but I refused to back down. I said I'm not jealous, and I'm not controlling. I just want her to stop sabotaging herself. Our argument got louder, and finally, she said she was done with me and left. I thought that was the end of it, but the next day, our parents confronted me. They said I was being too harsh on Emily, that I needed to apologize for being so rude and aggressive. I told them that I wasn't going to apologize for calling out bad behavior, especially since I was trying to help Emily get her act together. The family started taking sides. Some relatives said I was right to be blunt, while others said I was being mean and causing unnecessary drama. Emily stopped talking to me completely and even uninvited me from a few family events. Here's the kicker. A few weeks after all this, I found out Emily had secretly applied for a loan in my name without telling me. She asked a relative to help her do it, saying she needed money to move out and find a place of her own. I had to get a fraud alert on my credit to stop it from going through. When I confronted Emily about this, she denied everything, but the relative confirmed it. I feel like I've been put in an impossible situation. I want to support my sister, but I can't stand by and let her make terrible decisions that hurt her and our family. My parents think I should just be nicer and apologize to smooth things over, but I don't want to pretend everything is okay when it's not. So, AITA for refusing to apologize to my sister and parents for calling her out on her irresponsible behavior, even though it caused a huge family rift? Or should I just swallow my pride to keep the peace? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the content grow and motivates me to create even more great videos. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any new uploads. By the way, I'm curious, when do you usually watch my videos? While working, studying, or just relaxing at home? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for your support. AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because she excluded my partner, and now the whole family is against me. This has been a huge mess, and honestly, I'm still struggling with whether I'm in the wrong here. My sister, Emily, is getting married next month. She's always been the golden child in our family. Everything has to go her way, and everyone usually just bends to keep the peace. I've never been super close with her, but I've always tried to be civil for the sake of family gatherings. Recently, though, things got complicated. I, 29F, have been with my partner, Alex, 30M, for about 4 years. We live together and have a great relationship. Alex has a history of some social anxiety, and while he's gotten a lot better over time, big family events still tend to be overwhelming for him. We have a very small circle of close friends, and he prefers intimate gatherings. I love him, and I've never asked him to be someone he's not. My family has met Alex a handful of times at low-key events, and honestly, the vibe has always been a bit tense. Some of my family members have made comments about him being quiet or awkward, and Emily has never really liked him for reasons she hasn't fully explained. When Emily got engaged last year, she was super excited but also very controlling about the wedding planning. She announced early on that she wanted the wedding to be a very exclusive event. Only immediate family and a few close friends she's known since childhood. I asked if Alex could come, since we live together and I consider him family. She said no. At first, I thought she was joking, but then she sent me a message explaining that the wedding would be small and personal, and she wanted to keep it light and easy, which apparently meant no partners or dates, only blood relatives or childhood friends. I was shocked and hurt. I asked if there was a reason she didn't want Alex there, and she didn't give me a clear answer, just that it was her day and she had the right to decide who came. I told her that felt unfair and that excluding my partner felt like a personal slight. She told me I was overreacting and that I should just come by myself if I wanted to be there. I explained to her that it would be uncomfortable and weird to attend a wedding alone when I'm in a committed relationship. This led to a pretty nasty back and forth between us. I told her it felt like she was trying to split me and Alex up or send a message that she didn't accept him. She denied that and said it wasn't personal, just logistics. I pushed back and said if it was just logistics, then why exclude my partner but not invite hers? She said her fiancé's family was huge and they didn't want to deal with all the drama from my side of the family, implying that my partner was part of that drama. At this point, I told her I wouldn't attend if Alex wasn't welcome. I wasn't about to be the only one showing up without a date, especially on such an important day. I said I'd support her in other ways, but I couldn't celebrate with her under those conditions. This was about 5 months before the wedding. Since then, the family drama has exploded. Emily told everyone I was being unreasonable and selfish. My parents sided with her mostly, saying it's her wedding and she can invite whoever she wants. They think I'm overreacting and that I'm making it about Alex too much. Some of my cousins have called me petty and dramatic for refusing to attend what is supposed to be a happy occasion. I did try to make peace. I offered to help with the decorations, send gifts, and come to the rehearsal dinner, which she also said was only for the bridal party and immediate family, no partners. I also told her we could meet up after the wedding for a celebration if she wanted, but she ignored that. Alex has been incredibly supportive. He says he understands why I feel hurt and that he's proud I stood up for us, but he also feels guilty because he doesn't want me to miss family events. We have discussed maybe attending parts of the wedding separately if I decide to go, but I don't want to be around people who clearly don't want us both there. The rest of the family has been very cold. My parents haven't really spoken to me much since the invitations went out. They keep saying I'm making a mountain out of a molehill and that I'm choosing drama over family. Emily's fiancé's family has also heard about the situation, and apparently some of them think Alex is a problem, which just makes it worse. I'm not trying to ruin Emily's day. I want her to be happy. But I also feel like my relationship deserves respect. I'm not sure if I'm being selfish by demanding my partner be included or if Emily and the rest of the family are being unreasonable by excluding him and pressuring me to just come alone. So, Reddit, AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because she excluded my partner? Or should I just suck it up and go alone to keep the peace? AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding after she excluded me from the bridal party and then pressured me to give a huge financial gift? My sister Emily and I have always had a complicated relationship, but I thought we were close enough to have an honest conversation when she started planning her wedding. We're in our late 20s, and growing up, I was always the more reserved, introverted one, while Emily was very outgoing and the center of attention. We were close enough that we confided in each other, but honestly, there's been a bit of a rivalry underneath it all. Emily got engaged last year and started planning her big, fancy wedding immediately. When she announced she was picking her bridal party, I was excited but also nervous because I wasn't sure if I'd be asked. She ended up choosing all her close friends and only her cousin on my side of the family. I was not included. When I asked her about it, she said it was a small, intimate bridal party and that she wanted to keep it limited to the people who have been with her through everything. I was hurt, but tried to be understanding. I've never been very close with Emily's friends, and I know she has a small circle she leans on. I wasn't planning to cause a scene, but I was definitely expecting to be at least involved in some way, like helping with planning or standing near her during the ceremony as a close family member. What upset me more was that she kept talking to me about her bridal party bestie group, sharing photos of their dress fittings, their spa days, and even sending me subtle messages about how amazing it was to be surrounded by such a supportive group. Meanwhile, I was just told I wasn't a part of it. It made me feel invisible and replaced. I tried to bring it up gently once, but she brushed me off, saying it's not about you. A few months ago, invitations went out. Emily's wedding is set for this summer, and the venue is gorgeous but expensive. When I received my invitation, it came with a separate note from my parents asking if I could chip in a gift to help with costs. They suggested something in the $1,000 to $1,500 range, which honestly blew me away. I work a decent but not extravagant job, and that's a huge amount for me. I asked my parents why this was expected, and they told me Emily asked them to reach out to close family to help cover costs, saying the wedding was getting over budget. I talked to Emily directly about this. I told her I was uncomfortable giving such a large gift, especially given that I wasn't even included in her bridal party or close planning circle. I reminded her that I was family, and I would have liked to be closer in the process, but now I felt like I was being financially penalized for being outside the main group. She said it wasn't about excluding me, but about keeping the bridal party small, and that she didn't want drama. When I brought up the gift money, she said it was just how weddings work nowadays, and that it would mean a lot to her if I could help. I was really upset. I started to pull back from talking to her. When I explained this to my parents, they said I was being selfish and that family supports each other, especially for big moments like weddings. They also reminded me that Emily paid for my college graduation party a few years back, implying that I should reciprocate now. After weeks of silence, Emily called me last weekend to say she was disappointed I wasn't coming to the wedding unless I gave the money. She said she didn't want to fight over money, but that if I couldn't support her, she might just uninvite me altogether. I told her I wouldn't go if I felt like my presence was conditional on how much I spent. I said I wanted a relationship with her that wasn't transactional. She hung up on me. Since then, family members have been asking me why I'm choosing not to come and saying it's my loss. I feel trapped between my desire for a genuine connection with my sister and their expectations of financial support that feels more like a bribe than a gift. I honestly don't know what to do now. I'm heartbroken that my sister and I have come to this, but I also don't want to be forced into something that makes me uncomfortable just to keep the peace. So, Reddit, am I the asshole for refusing to give a huge financial gift and skipping my sister's wedding? Or is Emily being unfair by excluding me and making attendance dependent on money?